everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna do actually a requested video. It is my experience getting my breast implants. So this video can be very long, but I'm gonna try to make it quick, short, and to the point as much as possible. So let's jump right into it. So I do not have new girls, I actually have old girls because I got implants all the way back in 2012. So I got my breast implants in 2012 and I chose to get silicone breast implants. I got what they called the new silicone. The old silicone, if it erupted in your body, which was a no-no and you don't want that to happen, it would break into pieces and just float throughout your body, and can you imagine how hard that would be to retrieve all those pieces? I got the new silicone, which if it did erupt in my body, which let's pray and hope that that never happens, it would stay as one solid mass. So if they would go in to retrieve it, it would come out as one one solid mass. The reason I chose to get silicone over saline is because I like the feel of the silicone. I felt like it felt like natural breasts. Like if we had Fill-A-Vision and I would let you guys all feel me up, so to say. A lot of people they feel and they're like, oh, it feels like me. It feels like their natural breast feel. So that is one of the main reasons I chose to get silicone. Silicone is more expensive than saline, but I say if you are getting a boob job, if I'm getting surgery, I don't want to get a discount. I want the best doctor. I want the best material. That's just me personally. I don't want like cheap boobs or cheap surgery or discounted surgery. I don't care if I pay extra. I want the best that it is because it's going into my body. I chose to do underneath the muscle because I like to nurse and breastfeed my children. So getting it underneath the muscle will ensure that you can still do that. So that's what I chose. Silicone, 400 in one side, 420 in the other, because your boobs are not twins, they are pairs, so they're not exactly alike. So I got the different sizes to better match them out. My doctor here in California, he's not going to give you big humongous boobs. That's just not what he does, and he tries to find a good fit for your body and your frame. I am, for reference, if you're debating what size should you get, I am 5'6", 5'7". I am around 118 pounds, 17, 18 pounds. I'm very long and lanky. I have very long legs, long arms, long limbs, a long torso. I'm just very long and stretch. So I do have a pretty small waist. I'm a bit curvy. I have like a bottom, a small waist, a bottom, and bigger bosom. I had, before getting breast implants, I had a size C. Not sure if I said that. So I had pretty decent size boobs. Every woman in my family does. And I just wanted them because I wanted them to be fuller on top, more perky, and I just wanted to not have to wear a bra if I didn't want to, and my boobs just to still be nice and perky and just fuller than my C's were before. So I went in for my consultation. Well, initially I went in for a consultation 6 years before I actually got, 5 or 6 years before I even did the surgery. And then I debated about it and I wanted to save up the money because I think, like, for me, getting plastic surgery, I don't think you should, I believe like if you don't have the money for it, then you shouldn't do it. So I wanted to save the money because I didn't want to put it on like a credit card or do a payment plan. I think you should pay outright if you're going to get it. And that's just how I felt personally. So I went in like 5 to 6 years before, and then I finally didn't get them until 5 or 6 years later. So at first consultation, he just tried a bunch of materials, different sizes, and we kind of decided on a cup size. We decided on what materials we would use, and he just talked through the surgery. Previous to this, I had never had any surgery ever, not even as a child, so this was my first experience. I had never been put under anything of that sort, so this was my first experience with everything. To say I was nervous was a bit of an understatement. So from that first consultation, 2 weeks later, my surgeries was scheduled. So 2 weeks later, I went in super nervous. I remember my husband dropping me off because the surgery took about 4 hours. And then I went back. Everybody was extremely nice, just very pleasant to be around. They mark you all up, say what they're going to do. I went actually through my nipple. Some people do it underneath. There's many areas that they can go through. They used to do the armpit. I'm not sure they do that anymore, but I chose to go through my nipple. That's just what I wanted to do. So surgery, got up, recovered, went into recovery, and was out of it, of course, because my first time under anesthesia, everything. Recovery for me probably was the hardest part of this whole procedure. I have to say, the day after, I didn't really feel anything because you're kind of still like a little bit out of it and loopy. Probably the third day, you wake up, your boobs are up this high. They're very high, they're very full, they look humongous, they're swollen, they were a bit bruised, and I was second guessing myself, like, what had I done? Why had I done this? Why did I pay this person all this money to do this to me? They were bruised, they were swollen, they were so high. I'm pretty sure I cried because I was like, what did I do to myself? As the days and the weeks go on, they settle, they go down, the feel becomes more natural. Like, I think my breasts, especially now because I got them all the way back in 2012, they feel like real breasts. And other people have told me, not that I go around letting everybody fill me up, but people have told me, oh, your breasts feel like really natural as I do the squeeze motion. This whole video is TMI, but that probably was the hardest part for me, the recovery. The swollen, they're really high. You're gonna cry. You may regret your decision, but just know that it will get better. Days, weeks, it's gonna get better, look better. It's gonna be better. So if you're in that stage and you're watching my video because you just got your boobs done and you're sitting there crying, but what did I do to myself? I did the same thing too, but they got better, fuller. Less fuller, not swollen, and they dropped and they started to look more natural. After about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I was in love. It was like the best thing that I did. They were full. I didn't have to wear a bra. Actually, I haven't worn a bra since 2012. I wear sports bras, but I didn't have to wear a bra. They were full. I didn't have to mess around with a half bra, this thing. I just would go without a bra. And they looked great. So recovery was a little bit difficult, but after was amazing. I did do underneath the muscle. I don't know if I said that because it was important to me to nurse I had my son. We already had our son then, but it was important for me to be able to nurse my future children. So boobs when you're pregnant. So people always, oh my gosh, breast implants when you're pregnant. Yes, they're going to get bigger, but so is everybody's breast. They're going to get bigger. Before boobs, I was a C. After boobs, I probably was a large D. When I'm pregnant, at the end, I probably was like a double D. And then when I was nursing, I probably was like a triple D because they're going to get big, they're going to get engorged, they're going to get huge. Yes, like I said, it didn't change anything for me. Yes, your boobs are going to get bigger. Did I get extra stretch marks on them? No, because I had implants? No. And they're going to get bigger. Your areolas are going to get darker and a bit larger. The same thing that's going to happen in pregnancy if you don't have a boob job. Yes, your milk's going to come in. I did underneath the muscle, like I said, because I wanted to nurse. You know, you're going to get the same stuff. So I didn't have, being pregnant and having boobs didn't, I guess if you don't like having a full bust, like if I was an A, but I guess I came from having big boobs. Everybody in my family has big boobs. So being pregnant and having big boobs didn't bother me. They were big then, they were big before, they were big after, they were just big. After you give birth, they're humongous. They're bigger than when you're pregnant, when your milk comes in. My boobs were huge. They were engorged. I was leaking all over the place. I didn't think, a lot of people say that it hinders their nursing. I stopped breastfeeding when I wanted to stop breastfeeding. I didn't feel like it hindered anything with breastfeeding for me. My daughter, I produced a lot of milk. My daughter was able to latch easily. Yes, even though I had humongous, they were huge. I think they probably were like an F when my milk first came in, but I didn't feel like that hindered anything. After you give birth, they're gonna look even more natural, because just like natural breasts, you just nursed a baby. So they're gonna drop even more. They're going to, even though I did 400 and 420 in one side, I still feel like one is slightly bigger than the other, but they were like that before. Maybe my daughter nursed on one side more, and I think she did. Actually, it was this side. She nursed on this one more, so I felt that one was maybe like slightly larger than the other side, but they're gonna drop, they're gonna look more natural, but I still haven't worn a regular size bra. I mean a regular bra. I did wear like nursing sports bras so I could unclip it, but I still wore a sports bra. Like I haven't worn underwire padding since 2012, and I was like the underwire queen. Underwire lift, whatever you need to do, and I haven't done any of that. Like my bras are like sports bras, no really support, and my breasts, I think they look even better because they look more natural. So I hope that, I didn't want to make this video too long, but I hope that it helped you guys out there. I know this is just my experience. Some people say it decreases their milk supply. Some people say that it you know, they feel like it hurts their baby's chance of being able to latch well, or, you know, everybody has different reasons under the sun. But for me, my implants were a good experience. I know some people say wait until after you have all your children, and you can do that too, and they probably will look perky and perfect. Mine just, the more kids I have, they just look more natural. But my experience was good. I don't regret getting them. I told you the regret that I had was my recovery, but that could be for a whole host of reasons. I had never had surgery before. You're on bed rest for 2 weeks. That is just not my jam. Like, I'm not a person that can lay there and do nothing. Like, I don't like it. But that is the only time I've ever regretted getting my boob job. So my experience was good. It was still good. I was able to nurse my children. So if you are contemplating it and you want to have more kids, I had a great experience. Watch more YouTube videos so you can get other people's opinions. But I hope that this helped somebody. Like I said, this was a requested video, so I wanted to get my experience out to you guys, but in a short blurb. I don't think I mentioned how much I paid. My implants cost $9,000 here in California, and that's how much I paid for them. I know you can get them for different prices across the US. If you have any questions down below, because I feel like I was all over the place, leave them down below and I will answer them. If you're contemplating anything, or you have you're on the fence about anything, or you just have any questions that I didn't answer, I would love to answer them, but I wanted to make this quick and short. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.